There is a place where time stands still, and shadows carry secrets older than the stones themselves. Deep in the heart of a forgotten forest lies Ravenswood Manor, a decaying mansion with a past as dark as the night. No one who enters leaves unscathed. Some lose their minds, others lose far more. Tonight, we follow 4 unsuspecting souls who dared to venture inside. Their story is not one of bravery, but of terror, a story that begins with a dare and ends with a curse. It was supposed to be just another weekend trip. Ava, Liam, Ben, and Claire, a group of friends looking for adventure. They laughed off the old legends of Ravenswood Manor, calling them fairy tales for bored villagers. But when a local man begged them not to go, something about his trembling voice and hollow eyes unsettled them. Fueled by whiskey and arrogance, they ignored his warnings. By midnight, they stood at the iron gates of the manor. The moonlit house loomed before them, broken and silent. As they pushed open the gate, it groaned, as if to warn them, "Don't come in." But they didn't listen. Inside, the air was thick, almost suffocating. The grand hall, once magnificent, was now a graveyard of broken furniture and thick cobwebs. Yet, as they stepped further in, they noticed something strange. Faint whispers that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere. Claire dismissed it as the wind. "It's just an old house playing tricks," she joked. But no one laughed. Then Ava found it, a dusty old diary on the mantelpiece. Its pages revealed the tragic tale of the Ravenswood family and their child Eleanor, who was accused of witchcraft. The whispers grew louder. And then, slam! The door shut on its own. The group rushed to the door, but it wouldn't budge. "It's stuck!" Ben shouted. Then Liam noticed strange symbols carved into the walls. "What is this?" he asked, running his hand over one. His scream pierced the silence as the symbol burned into his palm. The whispers grew louder, now distinct voices calling their names. Claire turned pale. "This isn't funny anymore," she said. But it wasn't a joke. They were trapped, and the house was alive. They climbed to the attic, hoping for a way out, but instead found something far worse, a portrait of the Ravenswood family. Eleanor, the little girl accused of witchcraft, stared back at them, holding a raven in her arms. Beneath it, the diary revealed a horrifying truth. Eleanor had been sacrificed to an unspeakable entity by her own family to escape her curse. Her final words were etched on the wall. "This house will forever carry my vengeance." Then they heard it, a child's laughter. They turned and saw her, a small girl in a white dress, standing in the corner. Her face was hidden, her voice soft. "Will you play with me?" Before they could answer, she vanished. But her footsteps echoed down the stairs. Desperate, they split up to find another way out, but the house wasn't going to let them go. Liam screamed as his reflection stepped out of the mirror and lunged at him. Ben followed the sound of his mother's voice, only to be locked in a room that wasn't there before. Claire felt unseen hands pull her into a dark corridor. And Ava saw her again. Eleanor's ghost whispered, "You're next." Their fear fed the house, and it grew stronger with every step they took. In the basement, Ava found the heart of the house, a ritual chamber. Eleanor's skeletal remains lay at the center, encircled by glowing symbols. The diary hinted at one way to break the curse, a life for a life. Liam, consumed by desperation, grabbed a knife and lunged at Ava. But before he could strike, the shadows took him, dragging him into the darkness. The remaining three performed the ritual, chanting words they didn't understand. The house shook violently, shadows swirled, and Eleanor appeared one last time. Her face was a mask of rage and sorrow. Just as she reached for them, the ritual completed, and the house erupted in light. They woke outside, the manor ablaze behind them. Its whispers faded, replaced by eerie silence. But as they walked away, Ava stopped. She looked at her hand and froze. The same symbol that burned Liam now marked her palm. Eleanor's curse was not broken. It had merely chosen a new host. And as Ava stared at the mark, she heard it again, the laughter of a child, promising that the horrors of Ravenswood Manor were far from over. Ravenswood Manor is gone, but its curse lives on. If you ever hear whispers in the dead of night, or the laughter of a child where none should be, perhaps the manor has found you. Sleep well, if you can.